greatest things that I think that this world has to offer every community across the land is Friday Night Lights. It's Friday Night Football. It's a great American story.
Coming up next on Week 12, the End Zone, time to set the seeds in 6A. Tupelo, Starkville, Columbia, they're all in the playoffs. We'll tell you who they're playing and where they're going. Also, time to find your seed if you're in 5A. West Point, Oxford, they're both easily in the playoffs. We'll tell you who they're playing. It's now or never for all of our teams in 2A, 3A, and 4A. How would they fare last night and tonight? I'll tell you.
The WCBI EndZone Show with Robbie Donahoe and Tommy Lopez is brought to you by OCH Sports Medicine, Itawamba Community College, Carl Hogan Toyota, and Max South.
We welcome you into the End Zone presented by OCH Sports Medicine and our great sponsors from Itawamba Community College, Carl Hogan Toyota, and Max South. I'm Robbie Donahoe. That is Tommy Lopez. If you haven't heard the news this evening, though, just terrible, tragic news for Mississippi State. Keith Joseph Jr., their freshman defensive lineman, was killed in a one-car accident in his hometown of Pascagoula tonight. His father, Keith Joseph Sr., who played at Mississippi State from 1988 to 92, was also in the car and perished with his son. There's no words to even say to try to bring comfort and peace to Mississippi State. Right now, all you can do is just pray for their family, pray for everyone involved with Mississippi State football, the fans, coaches, anyone. I don't really have any other words other than that. It's just, this is awful.
Yeah, so tragic. A lot of current players taking to social media tonight and talking about how much everyone liked this guy, and just saying how much they're going to miss him, and obviously a lot of emotion tonight with it just happening. Yeah,
you saw him. I saw him a couple times at practice this year. Anytime you saw the big number 99, he was smiling, and you knew he loved being out there. His dad played there. He played there. He was living out of his dream, and 5 years ago, we were dealing with this with Nick Bell in Mississippi State, so it's awful. It's terrible timing, but again, send your thoughts and prayers to Mississippi State tonight, and everyone's a Bulldog tonight, and we all wish them well as they begin the healing process. Let's help in the healing process and dedicate this show to Keith and his father, and let's give you some high school football highlights. Our Carl Hogan Toyota Game of the Week, Clinton and Starkville. The Jackets one win away from a division championship.
WCBI High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by Carl Hogan Toyota in Columbus.
If you fancy yourself a 4x4, get yourself a Toyota RAV4. You can get one at Carl Hogan Toyota. It's a beautiful car, very affordable, by the way. Now, this right here is Gabe Valentine. He's in grade school. He's going to Minnesota in December for a bone marrow transplant. He has rare cancer. He led the Jackets out on the field. How cool is that? And gave it some inspired football for the Jacket defense. That's Nelson Jordan with the sack, saluting the crowd. That would turn into the offense. Ontario Montgomery, watch this catch by A.J. Brown. Doink! Yes, sir! There he goes! 72 yards for the touchdown, going downtown with A.J. Brown. 10-0 lead after one for Starks. Second quarter, well, it was more of the same. The Nets looking good tonight, by the way. Montgomery to Brown. By the way, this is from their own 10-yard line. He high points the ball over the defender, and then A.J.'s got speed to kill. 90-yard touchdown and 17-0 Starkville. Look at MSU wide receiver coach Billy Gonzalez. Look at his reaction. It's perfect. Starkville rolls 45-7. They are your division champs out of Region 2 6A. So, people seem to think it comes down to Starkville and South Panola. I don't think that's the case because we have two area teams that are going to have something to say about that.
We do, and one of them playing on Thursday night. Tupelo in a battle for seeding in the playoffs, trying to lock up the 3 seeds. The Golden Wave at home hosting Olive Branch, final regular season game. First quarter here, Daniel Bristow to Dante Freeman, and for Tupelo down inside the 10 there to about the 6. Later, Bristow dropping back again. Boy, good to have him back. Looking to Chris Shannon there. That's a touchdown. Tupelo ties it up at 7. Second quarter, more from the Golden Wave. Keegan Huddleston, he's into the end zone. Tupelo ends up trailing but scores 22 unanswered points to win 35-28. So Tupelo takes out Olive Branch, earns the 3 seed in the playoff. More on that in just a second.
All right, Columbus, they are your winners tonight at Hernando, 44-24. So the Falcons, they make that. They already had the 2 seed locked up, but they just continue to handle their business in the regular season. Here's how the seedings look in 6A. South Panola, Columbus, Tupelo, 1, 2, 3, and Region 1. Starkville wins Region 2. See Warren Central 2, Clinton at 3. Here's what the brackets look like in 6A North. Tupelo is in the South Panola half of the bracket. By the way, if Tupelo wins and South Panola wins, we get Tupelo, South Panola at the flood zone. That's a big game. Let's not look ahead, though. Well, okay, we're going to look ahead. Starkville could play Columbus.
Some great semifinal matchups,
Some big-time matchups in 6A North, so a lot to be excited about going forward in 6A, but what about in 5A?
Right. West Point finishing the season hosting Lewisburg. Green Wave have rolled through this region. The only loss to Oxford in region this year for West Point. It's been a great season. Marcus Murphy throwing to Chris Calvert. Connection there. He goes down the sidelines, pushed out after a gain of 20 yards and a first down. Then Murphy to DeMario Edwards. The catch in the flats again. Edwards turns upfield. He's into the end zone. 7-0 West Point takes the lead. Lots of offense from the Green Wave tonight, going on to win 34-0. They will host a playoff game. We'll have more on that in just a second.
They could have just scored that one touchdown, just stopped scoring, and still would have won. That's how good they were. All right, New Hope and South Tupelo, these two teams playing their final regular season game. Neither can make the playoffs, but they continue to play hard, and they got after it. Thomas Stevens hitting Carlos Brooks on a first down. That would force the Trojans to punt. South Tupelo kept it interesting. New Hope pulled away late, though, 23-6. TPOD finishing up with the win to end the year. Oxford over Lake Cormorant tonight, 56-26. The Chargers, that was from last night. They will host as the #1 seed. Here's what the seedings look like in 5A. Oxford, West Point 1 and 2. You see how the other seeds line up from Region 1 and Region 2. So the 5A North bracket, Oxford will be at home to Vicksburg next Friday. West Point will be at home to Ridgeland. But it could set up where we may have West Point and Oxford play for the whole thing again. That seems like that's how it always ends up. We may have it once again. All right, let's get into the playoff action from tonight. Class 4A, the tempting and tasty matchup was Houston and Corinth. You know, the toppers were the 4 seed. Don't be confused by the number next to the name of the team. Be concerned with the team on the field. Because Houston, that number is just a number. It doesn't mean anything. Jalen Cobbs with a decent run, but only picked up a couple yards. Another Hilltop is taking over an offense. Uriah Shepard getting away from the defense with a big one down the left side. Unfortunately, Houston unable to score. So no score after one. Second quarter, though. Corin St. Terence Quinn, by the way, he only had 19 yards rushing tonight. That's a tremendous job of the Houston defense, but Armand Wicks, that's a tremendous catch. 7-0 lead for the Warriors, but the score would stay that way until the waning moments of the half when Houston would hit back. Taylor Baskin, he's going to check in at quarterback. He's going to hit Denver McQuarrie. Watch Denver go up and make this catch. Beautiful catch. Gets it down near the 10-yard line, which set up a field goal. By the way, Denver had his 29th interception of his career tonight. One away from tying Steve McNair. Houston, biggest win of the night possibly. 31-14 over Corinth. Let's go to Shannon and Kosciuszko. The Whippets, boy, they whipped Shannon. It was not even close. The Red Raiders could not handle this Kosciuszko rushing attack. Taquan Winters, 10-yard pickup there, and then Josh Dodge is going to keep it himself on a 5-yard keeper. The rain would continue to pour, and so would the points. The points would continue to pour on Shannon, but Kosciuszko, watch out for the Whippets. 35-7. Kazi moving on. Shannon does have a great season, though, but their run comes to an end.
Elsewhere in 4A, this on Thursday, Noxubee County Tigers hosting Amory. Tigers looking to get this win at home. Javarcus Walker for Noxubee County breaks past the front 7 there along the right side. Gets the first down, good for 15 yards. Then to Morris Connor, takes it himself here. Fights around the edge. Good move there. 10-yard touchdown run. Noxubee goes up 7-0. Amory will get on the board here, but Noxubee does win to advance 41-0 in the final. More on the Tigers' next playoff matchup in just a second.
All right, Louisville and Itawamba, that was a big one from last night, too. Two teams jawed at each other before the game.
Right, yeah, crazy to see that. And again, boy, 4A's been crazy this year. Louisville, though, trying to advance as a lower seed and potentially get a juicy matchup in the next round. That is V.J. Miller evading some pressure, leads to a field goal on the drive, but Louisville going to find the offense after that. Fourth down, Kendrick Holmes, he's going to get into the end zone. Louisville goes on to win 36-9. To advance. Wildcats looking good, have had an up and down season, but they're through.
Right, I want to mention this. Dalen Gill, by the way, that's a scoop and score right there. Presence of mind, that's a backwards pass, and he picks it up and takes it in for a touchdown. That was a big game changer right there. Greenwood holds off Ripley, wins at 19-14, and Lafayette, no problems with Gentry, 48-7. You see it right there. All right, guess who we get next Friday? Noxubee Lafayette, but we also get Houston Rosa Ford. Two really great matchups in Noxubee and Houston. They will be both at home. On the bottom half of the bracket, Senatobia is going to host Kosciuszko and Greenwood Louisville. Hey, you see a theme here, by the way? All 4 teams are from Region 4, 4A1. And Region 1, 4A went winless. So some weird things happen in the high school football at 4A North, but it's going to be fun next Friday. When we return on the End Zone, many more scores and highlights to get to from around the viewing area. It was win or go home tonight between 2 of the powerhouses in 2A. Baldwin or Eupora, who you got? And we have teams on the road trying to show their war warriors. Wynonna, East Union playing some tough games. We'll show you how the Urchins and the Tigers did. And top teams in 3A North were challenged last night. How would North Pontotoc, Kossuth, and Boonville fare? We'll show you their highlights. Back here in the End Zone, presented by OCH Sports Medicine. Now into 2A. A lot of really good area matchups in the first round of the 2A North playoffs. We start with maybe the best one, Eupora and Baldwin. These are 2 teams that always seem to find themselves playing against each other when they get to the playoffs. Well, here we go again. Opening drive for the Bearcats. Duke Upshaw getting the handoff, and the Duke gets loose. Breaking a few tackles, taking another one for the ride, gets it down to the 5-yard line. Later on 4th and goal here. Baldwin going to go towards the end zone on a fade pass. Now, Felix Hayes, he's going to be your receiver. Certainly looks like he comes down with it in the end zone for the touchdown, but loses possession towards the end there. Pass falls incomplete. Eupora taking over on downs, and they would take advantage. Tanner Knight going up top. How about the catch by Corson Gunn? This is in the rain and just the nastiness, by the way. Some great offensive plays, but later for the Eagles, Baldwin pouncing on a fumble. Bearcats recover. So the Bearcats back on offense. 4th and goal. Give it to Moo Patterson. Moo, get out the way. Touchdown for Baldwin. They go on to win big, 31-8. Great season from Eupora. The Bearcats moving on.
Another 2A matchup with the home team trying to get a win. Calhoun City, defending North Half champs, hosting East Union tonight. This is Calhoun City on the run. Brighton Sykes. Watch how just muddy and nasty it is. The East Union defender falls into a lake on the sidelines. Oh, man. All right, well, Calhoun City up 6-0 already. This is JoJo Gray throwing. Sykes receiving end. Touchdown there from about 15 yards out. 14-0. Wildcats have the advantage. Calhoun City still early first quarter. Jonathan Watkins, a full head of steam. Great blocking on this play. He goes 60 yards for the score. Calhoun City up 21-0 at that point. Wildcats cruise 55-6. The final. They win to advance.
Was that a Perry Lyles team airing it out in the rain?
Right, I know.
I didn't think they would do that.
That's basically a trick play.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Wynonna and Mantachi, really intriguing area matchup in 2A North. Second quarter, no score. DJ Ringo getting the handoff. Fumbles, though. Mantachi pounces, recovers. So now it's 4th down for the Tatch. Seth Johnson. Oh, he gets caught up by the Wynonna defense. Tigers come up with the sack, and they're back on offense, and that would give it up to Tyler Moore. You see the rain coming down in buckets at the Tatch. To Tyler, slippery. It's almost like he's oiled up. Well, he's got water all over him, so it's kind of hard to tackle him regardless. That's a first down run. Later for Wynonna, Ringo getting the ball, punching forward, gets it down to the 5. Look at who is building the arc? And Mantachi, we needed it. Ringo, 2nd and goal, finally gets through for the touchdown. Wynonna pulls out the shutout, gets the win, 21-0 over Mantachi. Tigers moving on.
East Webster trying to do the same at home, hosting Walnut on Thursday. First quarter here, Walnut has the football. Kevin Hurley looking to throw right side. Malcolm Jones for East Webster, skies high for the pick. A good interception. He will go out of bounds. Wolverines will take over. Chase Keller trying to go to work for East Webster from 8 yards out. Get the ball here on the pitch. And Chase into the end zone. Keller from 8 yards out. East Webster leads 7-0. Later, Jack Wilson going to keep it himself there. East Webster cruises 42-8. The final. Wolverines will advance. More on their matchup right now.
Right now, they're going to be on the bottom half of the 2A North bracket, but here's what the 2A North top half looks like. Baldwin's going to go to J.C. George. Calhoun City at home against Strayhorn. Looking like we're going to have City Baldwin in 2 weeks. We'll see how it all plays out. Bottom half of the 2A North bracket, and it looks like we may get East Webster Wynonna in 2 weeks. So could be a lot of good area matchups coming up in 14 days. Let's go to 3A North. Aberdeen, Belmont. Deantown pretty much just put on a highlight reel last night, and they could have done a lot more than what they did. Tremonte Prather, that's to Isaiah McMillan, 41-yard touchdown. It's a 14-0 lead now for Aberdeen. Deantown, not done in the first quarter. Byron Butler checking at quarterback. And just let Jarek Orr go get it. He's really fast, and he's going to run away from people. There he does it here. 65-yard touchdown. Aberdeen rolls 52-6 over Belmont. They're moving on in the playoffs.
Kossuth hosting Morville. Some more Thursday night action with these teams trying to avoid all this mess that did actually come to fruition.
It did happen
tonight, right? Kossuth here. Morville stops the run. Carson Kreider at the line of scrimmage there. Morville with the football. Troopers looking deep. Tay Rucker throwing, but it is picked off. Dusty Roberts of Kossuth as the Aggies playing well at home early in this game. Still scoreless, though, as we go second quarter. Elijah Potts throwing. Bo Lee the catch. Kossuth is successful later on in this drive, going on to win 36-26. Morville keeps it close, but the Aggies advance.
Let's go to Benton County, North Pontotoc. Vikings may have gotten a little more than they bargained for in this game, but first quarter they shot out of the gates here. Clark Mills going to dish one out to Caleb Todd, get some blockers downfield, getting in front of you. Caleb's got enough speed to get away. 7-0 lead for North Pontotoc. Again, we told you it got close, and it got a little interesting towards the end, but North Pontotoc does win 28-20, so the Vikings moving on in 3A North.
Boonville hosting Nettleton. Some Thursday night football. Boonville up 21-7 already, second quarter. Preston Strupp looking to pass. Mondarius Davis in the end zone. The catch. Boonville leads 28-7 at half. Nettleton keeps it close at 1 point, but the Blue Devils go on to win 48-26. Boonville advances.
All right, let's get to some 3A North scores. Water Valley, they beat Velma Jackson last night 32-12. Choctaw County hangs out with West Marion. That's a tough West Marion team. Chargers fall, though, 32-19. The 3A North playoff brackets look like this. Kossuth will be at home against Eastside. Aberdeen's going to be at home against Water Valley. We're sort of on the east side, or an Aberdeen-Kossuth collision course possibly, but don't doubt Water Valley and that team coached by Brad Embry. Bottom half of the 3A North bracket, North Pontotoc goes to Charleston. Interesting game there. And Boonville will be on the road at Yazoo County. When we return on the end zone, more scores and highlights to get to. We're going to set out the 1A North and South playoffs with a bunch of seed deciders. We'll tell you how our area teams did tonight in 1A. We're going to splash and dash in Starkville. The Volunteers of Starkville Academy trying to make their run back to Clinton. How would they fare tonight against Simpson County Academy? And we have some playoff power over in Alabama. Oh, our area teams in the Yellowhammer State doing work. Highlights coming up. Back here on the End Zone, presented by OCH Sports Medicine. Back into the highlights we go. Starkville Academy in the private school ranks, taking on a very good Simpson County Academy team. Volunteers looking good early, though. Grant Wolf, inside handoff here. Let the Wolf rumble. Gets it down to the 20-yard line, but on the third down here inside the 10, Clark can't handle the high snap, would recover, but the drive would stall. So Starkville Academy unable to turn that drive into any points, but they would get some points later on in the second quarter. Houston Clark, it's Simpson County Academy. You have a problem here. You can't catch Houston. 40-yard touchdown, 7-0 lead for the Volunteers, but Simpson County is going a little bit more late. 29-14 the final. Volunteers, a great season, a great run from those seniors, but their season comes to an end. Vardaman and Hamilton, senior night tonight for the Lions. Not a good start, though, for Hamilton. Patrick Pratt coming up with the interception here off the tip. That's the second time we've seen him get a tip interception. He did it earlier in the year in the rain, and it's just really impressive. That kid continues to make plays at DB. Now Deion Johnson, your big rumbling running back, getting forward. He breaks 1, 2, 3. Well, he's going to take a couple other tacklers for the ride. Gets it down near the 5. That would lead to Trey Owen punching in for a 2-yard touchdown, the quarterback keeper. Vardaman gets a win in their final game of the year, 55-0. 4 wins this year for Larry Gann's bunch. Didn't win the last 2 years. That's big time for them. Good to see that.
West Lowndes at Thrasher. This on Thursday night. West Lowndes trying to get a win before the playoffs. And off the Thrasher turnover here. Kamario Evans looking. Marcus Farmer the catch. Wide open.
See ya.
Gets past that final guy. It goes for 59 yards in the score. 6-0 Panthers leading early. Thrasher back on offense looking to answer. Jalen Warren throwing. Sean Dalton Weatherby the catch. But West Lowndes wins big 52-20. The final. Panthers will host a playoff game coming up.
We'll tell you about that momentarily here. Smithville, no problems with Coffeyville last night, 40-6. Faulkner shuts out Biggersville, 36-0. In Region 3, 1A, Nanawaya, Knox Pater, French Camp. They are all winners. Nanawaya played tonight, Knox Pater, French Camp last night. All right, the 1A playoff seeds look like this. Smithville, West Lowndes are top 2 in Region 1 with Faulkner and Coldwater behind. Nanawaya, Knox Pater, French Camp in Region 3. That's in 1A South. The 1A North playoff brackets look like this. Smithville will be at home, so will West Lowndes. You see Faulkner will be on the road to take on Shaw. In the 1A South bracket, Nanawaya is going to be at home. French Camp's on the road at Lumberton. Knox Pater will be at Stringer. When we return on the End Zone, many more scores and highlights to get to will be over in Alabama. And maybe the biggest win of the night was in the private school class in 8-man. We'll tell you more about that when we return. Back here on the end zone, MAIS games from last night. Wynonna Christian gets shut out by Benton Academy 38-0. Maybe the win of the night next to Houston. Hebron Christian wins at Marvel 54-46 in the 8-man playoffs. Marvel hadn't lost a game this year. They're outscoring teams by 30 a game. That's an incredible win. Congratulations to David Foster and the Eagles. In Alabama, Pike County beats Aliceville, but Pickens County and Gordo, they both win in Alabama. Let's go over to Sulligans. Daniel Merchant and the Blue Devils taking on Cold Springs, setting records last night over in Alabama. You see Cordarius Metcalf here getting loose, getting a first down, still rolling. You let Cordarius run there, so let your big fella finish it off for you. Simple little lead play. He's going to get some good blocks out in front. Cordarius actually makes a nice little simple cutback and then leaps into the end zone for the touchdown. Sullivan sets a school record, 63 points at home. Those cheerleaders were doing a lot of push-ups. 63-27 your final. Sullivan over Cold Springs.
Blue Devils will host Cleveland next week. South Lamar hosting Phillips here in the playoffs this Thursday. Kyle Redmond for South Lamar going around the outside, and look at this little move. It's nice for the athlete for the first down there, and he will get into the end zone next play. Stallions at 8-4 will play at Wadley next week as the playoffs continue.
South Lamar wins 54-42. By the way, that touchdown by Kyle Redmond was as the horse sounded for the first half. That was the final play of the first half, so that's a huge touchdown. We're going to break down and talk all of the brackets coming up next. Don't go anywhere here on the CW in the end zone. Back here on the end zone, presented by OCH Sports Medicine. Let's run through all of those playoff brackets one more time for you. In Class 6A, 6A North, you're going to see South Panola, Tupelo, Starkville, Columbus are all in there. 5A North, West Point and Oxford are only area teams. They will both have home games, but on the opposite sides of the bracket. 4A North, a lot of good matchups here. Houston at home to Roosevelt, Knox will be at home to Lafayette. Bottom half of the 4A North bracket, Kosciuszko goes to Senatobia, Louisville, Greenwood, by the way, Region 4. 4A went perfect tonight. In 3A North, Kossuth will have Eastside at home. Aberdeen gets Water Valley at home next Friday. Bottom half of the 3A North brackets, North Pontotoc at Charleston, Boonville will be at Yazoo County. 2A North top half, a collision course towards Baldwin and Calhoun City, it looks like. Baldwin will be on the road, Calhoun City at home. Bottom half of 2A North. East Webster's at South Delta. Wynona's going to be at home to O'Bannon. 1A North looks like this. Smithville's going to be at home. Faulkner on the road. West Lowndes will be at home. And 1A South, Nanawoy at home. French Camp on the road. Noxapater will be at home. All these brackets will be online shortly on our EndZone Twitter and Facebook pages. Until then, have a great night. We'll see you next Friday for Week 13.
The WCBI EndZone Show with Robbie Donahoe and Tommy Lopez is brought to you by OCH Sports Medicine, Itawamba Community College, Carl Hogan Toyota, and Max South.